It's time for Janet's 5 and Dine on the Morning Jam. Give her 5 minutes and she'll give you some great inspiration for a delicious meal tonight.
So 5 and Dine is brought to you by F&L Market. They're on Memorial Avenue in Lynchburg, and they are locally owned, independently owned, and it's just a good old-fashioned grocery store that has everything you need, including a fantastic meat department. They are cutting and grinding fresh meats every single day. Today's recipe, well, we had to go with today's recipe. Why?
Because it's National Cheesecake Day.
It's National Cheesecake Day. So I had to give you a recipe for a New York cheesecake. This one is smaller than my mama's. My mama's had like 10 packages of cream cheese and 47 eggs and all this stuff. Well, not 47, but it had a lot. This one is not very difficult to make, but it is so delicious. You're going to start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. A springform pan is really necessary to do a beautiful cheesecake. You're going to wrap the sides with large pieces of foil. In a medium bowl, you're going to make your choice of crumbs. They could be graham cracker or they could be vanilla wafer. I prefer the vanilla wafer just because that's what I grew up with. But you're going to make those into crumbs. You're going to mix those with sugar and melted butter, press them into the bottom of your pan, and bake it for about 9 minutes until it's golden brown. Then you're going to let it cool. While you're letting it cool, you're going to bring your oven temperature up to 425. And the other thing that it's important to remember when you're making a cheesecake is to bring the cream cheese and the eggs up to room temperature. That's kind of important to make sure you get a nice, smooth, creamy filling. You don't want any lumps or anything like that. So it's going to take 32 ounces of regular cream cheese at room temperature that you're going to mix with 1 1/8 cups of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 4 large eggs, plus an additional egg yolk, again at room temperature, and then a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, like a whipping cream, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, and the zest of 1 small lemon. It's going to get you about a teaspoon of zest. And you don't want to go with dried. You really want to get the zest from a fresh lemon for this particular recipe. So make sure you mix that until it's nice and smooth. You're going to pour it into your crust that is being cooled down. You're going to bake it for 10 minutes. Then you're going to drop that temperature down to 225 and bake it for another hour. You just need to check it. I've got all the instructions in the recipe how to make sure that that you're at a point where you want to turn that oven off, and then you just kind of prop the oven door open a little bit and let it cool down. It's going to take about another hour before you can take it out of the oven. Okay. So it is a longer process, but
well worth the wait.
It's so worth the wait, and it is really delicious. You want to see this recipe, just go to Facebook, type in Janet's 5 and Dine, and you'll see that and all the recipes that we share here on the show. This one is a really good one. We're celebrating National Cheesecake Day with my recipe for New York cheesecake. Check it out, and be sure to go by and thank the folks at F&L Market for helping us bring you 5 and Dine. F&L Market, where their meats are a cut above.
Before you fire up the coffee maker, turn on the Morning Jam with Janet and Mark on the Virginia Talk Radio Network.